Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for watching us on channel 347. Also on our live stream, www.hilaal.tv. Now, the world of robotics has always been extremely fascinating to all of us. And guess what? There's a World Robot Olympiad that's happening. I thought, okay, let's invite a local school into the studio to find out a bit more and find out about their contribution to the world of robotics. So from Christel House SA, I'd like to first welcome the head of ICT and teacher at Christel House, Cedric Esterhuisen. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Lukman. Good to be here.
Thanks very much for taking the time. And then also grade 11 robotics student at Christel House, and I've been told the captain of the robotics team as well, Kuhle. Good evening, welcome.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Thanks very much. It's really, really fascinating to learn a bit more about this world of robotics. We all see so many articles and so many videos going around social media. We don't really know what goes into this. And I thought, let's invite you guys who are the subject matter experts in this. So tell us a bit more in terms of, let's start with Christel House itself. And I know it's such a wonderful community that you have, because that's what it is, and a family that you've built up. Tell us a bit more about Christel House.
Lukman, Christel House is we offer no fee scholarships to deserving students from underprivileged communities.
Okay.
And we usually take care of them for about 19 years.
Wow.
So the 19 years takes us from grade RR all the way through to grade 12, and then for 5 years after they've graduated. So the 5 years really is where we hand them over to our college and careers department, where they will then make sure that they are either studying further after graduation or are gainfully employed or involved in some kind of entrepreneurial activity of some sort.
It's amazing, because what happens, the hand-holding still happens after graduation as well. Often enough, we do find that it stops at grade 12, and then, students are left to their own devices to find their way in the world. So I like that approach as well, and I think it must be successful in that approach. But your school, I'm very interested, will be hosting the World Robot Olympiad. That's the Western Cape South provincial competition. That's on the 26th and 27th. Now, how did you guys get involved in this? It's blowing my mind. I have so many questions.
There's quite a funny story to this, and I shared with everyone, who asked the question. We had a former teacher at Christel House. He left, and I met him 2 years later at a Microsoft Minecraft workshop. We then started chatting again, and he then asked, Cedric, why don't you try out robotics? Because we were involved with Minecraft at the time, and we were trying to make some inroads into the world of technology, giving students more opportunities, etc. And then he suggested robotics. I said, well, I know nothing about robotics. And then he gave us a couple of sessions of his time, and these robots are quite expensive, and he said, I'll borrow you a robot.
Wow.
And then we had our first team sit every student life session, which is our extracurricular activity time from a Tuesday to a Thursday, and then went into Saturdays as well.
Nice.
So with that robot that he borrowed us, we then prepared for our first World Robot Olympiad in 2017. So at the provincial competition, it's a funny story, because we beat his teams with our borrowed robot that he gave to us.
Oh, my word.
And then that same year, we went on to the nationals, where we were then ranked 4th in the country in 2017.
Brilliant. Oh, what a lovely story. I like hearing stories like that. So heartwarming. But Kuhle, I mean, you got involved in all of this as well. How long have you been in the space of robotics and technology?
I've been doing robotics since grade 8, and I became the captain, I think, last year.
Nice. That was a proud moment for you.
Yes, it has been proud, because it shows that my efforts have paid off. And I've been passionate about robotics for a long time now, so that was something that excited me.
Nice. And girl power as well.
Yes, girl power.
Is it quite a male-dominated environment? Do you find that women are making more inroads?
Yes. There's we need more females in STEM.
Right.
And in the beginning, when I started, there were more boys in robotics. But it's fun to see that more girls are joining.
Okay. So how do you feel about all this? The competition's coming up on the 26th, 27th. What's the preparation like?
Yeah, it's very intense.
Okay.
But we like intense. We like competition.
Right.
Challenges drive us.
Nice.
So it's very fun, and it's nice to get help from other people, you know, because even though we are in our separate teams and in our separate categories, we all help each other because we are family at Christel House, and that's very nice to see.
Brilliant. I like that as well. So if you're looking at where you are right now in the world of robotics, do you find that this is a career path that you're going to expand on?
Oh, yes, it is, actually. I want to be a biomedical engineer.
Lovely.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
And I've always known that whatever career path I choose, I want to help people.
Nice.
And then I discovered robotics, and it was something that I was passionate about. But I only thought, oh, maybe I'm just going to do engineering and stuff. But then I discovered that we can use robots in the medical field, and that just piqued my interest.
Lovely. I like that. I'm so a fan of yours right now, just having, thinking that way as well, because it opens up the possibility to so many other students who may not know where to find themselves in the world of robotics, but more importantly, in this world we call life. And this gives, students like Kuhle and so many other students opportunities to broaden their horizons and travel the world at the same time. But coming back to the competition, Cedric, tell us a bit more. How's the competition? How's all this going to be handled?
So we're going to handle it over 2 days. And the reason for that is the number of participants, they've increased exponentially.
Okay.
To the point where we have to split the Western Cape into 2 regions.
Okay.
So we have a north and a south region.
Right.
In the south, we have over the 2 days, well over 300 plus participants taking part.
Wow.
The numbers are similar in the north.
Yeah.
2 years back, when we had the competition, when we hosted at Christel House, I think we were just over 200 participants.
Okay.
So
it's doubled.
yeah.
Literally.
So and that's amazing. It just means more opportunities for students to be exposed to what Kuhle has been exposed to.
Yeah. But it's also piqued the interest of students at the same time.
Absolutely.
Wanting to be involved in a project, in a program like this.
Yes, and there are many spin-offs. I'll get back to how we run the program, but what I take from this is just, you create the opportunity, and when students like Kuhle comes along and just latches onto it and runs with it, you see the student become the master, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
To the point where she's mentoring other students, like she said previously, and that's what I like, because at this moment, and I don't want to say this in front of Kuhle and on live television, she knows a little bit more than me when it comes to building a robot.
There we go. You've got evidence now, Kuhle. But it's lovely to hear that, because, let's take it, a young mind like Kuhle, absorbs things a lot quicker than we do, So it's so lovely to see. Where would you like this competition to end up? What is the aim, and where do you see the progression of an event like this?
Right, so besides the travel, besides the accolades of being the best in the province or the best in the country or the best in the world, I think it comes down to what Christel stands for.
Okay.
And that would be to transform lives. And I think that having transformed Kuhle's life to a point where, she chose a different career path, something totally different. If she had not been with Christel House, I'm sure, it's to see in the eyes of the students the possibilities of what they can become. So robotics might ignite something, maybe not in robotics per se, but there are so many other avenues, because robotics will keep us relevant. I think.
I like that.
You know, so from robotics, we have other spin-offs, app development.
Gotcha.
If not, then esports.
Coding.
If not
things
that,
like that.
then coding.
Right.
Already we have 24 learners
Brilliant.
who are working on being certified Java
Wow. At this point, I want to enroll.
qualified.
You know, just listening to all the programs. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we don't have too much time. But Kuhle, I just want to find out, in terms of being a young person, exploring the world of robotics, what advice do you have for others watching this interview that would like to get into the world of robotics? What advice do you have for them?
I say don't be afraid of the challenge.
Okay.
And for me, robotics has been a way to express my creativity, because
Nice.
I always thought that, oh, you have to be a good artist or painter to be creative.
Right.
But robotics, I realized that it's actually the best way for me to express myself and my creative side. So just take that shot.
Brilliant. No, I like that. We're going to look out for you because I can feel there's big things to come. Kuhle J, thank you so much. In closing, Mr. Esterhuisen, the 26th and 7th, is it open to the public? Is it a private event?
That's open to the public.
Okay.
We have enough parking space, I'm sure. We've always been very well supported.
Okay.
And we are looking forward to inviting even more people.
Brilliant.
for
And
the
I'm sure
competition.
other schools who are not participating can come through and learn a bit more about the world of robotics from students and teachers alike as well. So well done to you, sir and student, part of Christel House, putting Christel House on the map, but more importantly, exposing this industry to everyone alike as well. All the very best for the 26th and 27th.
Thank you very much,
My
Lukman.
pleasure. So there we go. Christel House SA having an event on the 26th and 27th. If you want to know a bit more about the world of robotics, go and visit them. It's the Olympiad that's happening as well, the World Robotic Olympiad. Maybe take your kiddos along if you're in the Cape region and find it a bit more. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back after the break. Thanks for watching Hilaal Live.